Does your job just feel like hell anymore? Does it feel impossible to move up? It's hard to get up and go there every day. Like the workforce in this country is just falling apart. I want to talk about a few things today that have been bothering me. Notice some common traits and trends going on in this country with work. One, I want to talk about the environment that we find ourselves working in every day. And I want to talk about bosses and the type of traits that you see in bosses that it's like, dude, you just need to go somewhere else. Or what the problem is in a lot of these places, it needs to start at the top. It seems like they want it to start at the bottom. I also want to talk about why is it so hard to get ahead? It feels like a lot of these companies, especially like big companies, it's impossible to get up to a decent spot in the company where you feel comfortable and you're not scraping by. I've had quite a few jobs, and a lot of them have had some pretty bad environments, and it seems to be based around the same stuff. And the first thing that I want to talk about is complaining. Everybody complains so much nonstop. Workers, bosses, supervisors, all they do is complain about problems and issues or other people instead of working on the problems. They don't, dude, morale is everything. Lift people up, don't knock them down. It's either like complaining, and also with that, I feel like knocking people down, complaining about what they do wrong, but you never tell them when they're doing something good. There's no incentives a lot of times anymore. It's just there's punishments, or there's, oh, I'm gonna tell you when you do something wrong, and everything else just, there you go, you're just working along, you know? It's just that part I can't get over anymore. The complaining has got to stop. It kills morale from the top to the bottom. Even the people, you know, I mean, you come in every day and you're just complaining nonstop. How do you expect other people to have a good day? So then every single person, it's just like a, everybody out. It's terrible. It's got to stop. The next thing I want to talk about is drugs. Seriously, serious drugs. How many people are on hard drugs at work anymore? It's unbelievable. Like, do what you want in your own time, be honest. Like, hey, but I mean, like, not that you should be doing hard drugs or any drugs at all for that matter, but how many people are at work nodding off and everything else? Like, look, I know you got some struggles or something's going on. Oh, go figure it out, take care of it. And people in charge can't just overlook that. I've seen so many of my bosses that I wouldn't imagine doing this, but they see people with a drug problem. Everybody's telling them around that, look, they're nodding off, they're falling asleep, that you can tell they're high, this, that, and the other. And they just, well, I don't want to hear that. I've heard that I don't want to hear that right now. Or we got too many other things to worry about. Production's more important. I've heard that over and over and over, especially in factories. It's just, it's terrible. I know this fentanyl crisis, meth is like crazy, all these hard drugs. There's no reason things should be getting as bad as it's getting now. Another thing I want to talk about is minimal praise and maximum scrutiny. See, I get this at work, and I kind of goes along with the complaining. Everything you do right is just taken for granted that you should be doing it. You're getting a paycheck. Yeah, you know how many people I work with getting the same paycheck? Regardless, you know what I mean. No praise, no bonuses, no like, hey, I'll buy you lunch. Bosses are so disconnected. I know some smaller companies it's a little better, but especially on these medium to big size companies, the bosses, the owners are so disconnected with everybody working there. How do you lead people if you're not with them, leading them? You gotta be part of them. You gotta throw them a bone once in a while. I never see that. It's always, if you do something wrong, I'm gonna come yell at you, I'm gonna come punish you, you're gonna get pointed, this, that, and the other, but I'm not gonna tell you you're doing a good job. I'm not gonna give you a bonus. I'm not gonna take you out to lunch. Nothing. Like, dude, can I, anything? Like, that's gotta stop. Minimal praise from bosses, maximum scrutiny. It's gotta stop. Once you're on that higher level, you can't look down on people. And that also just ties me right in to bosses. I mean, like, in these last years, I've had some bosses that are just so terrible that ruined my job that I've left jobs strictly because the guy right above me is just so nasty, has no ability to communicate, to lead people, to lift people up. You don't hold people down. I feel like so many people get ahead and then they want to look down on other people and want to hold themselves in that higher position. They'll do anything. They'll even make it so you don't look as good, or they'll keep you down. No, dude, you need to lift other people up and carry the whole team. It brings everybody up to a higher level. I just can't understand what that problem is. Bosses that just, they don't want to pay good enough. They want to pay you the bare minimum that they have to pay you. Instead of paying you maybe a little bit over, a little bit better than even maybe they should, even, you know, earlier on in your career, you know, you got to work 10 years here before you get a couple good raises. Like, no, you should pay these people decent wage. Then, honestly, then if you pay them that decent wage, then you have a higher standard to hold them to. So you can punish people like they just love doing. But you can hold them to a higher standard, but you got to hold them to a little above standard on the pay. It's like, yo, I'm going to pay you the bare minimum I can for this job and then hold you to the standard. It's just, it's crazy anymore. And one major red flag with a boss, I'm going to tell you right now, if they tell you we're like a family here, don't listen to that. There's no such thing as family at work. You're there to work. You're there to make money. They're there to make money. It's all business. It's not family. And if they tell you that, what does family usually get? Usually get something for nothing. You do out of love. You don't hold people accountable. You're at work. If they say that we're a family here, run. And my last point is moving up. How hard it is to really get promotions, good solid promotions, especially in these mid to big size companies. Now, work ethic is a lot. It matters a lot. And I know a lot of people that work very hard, a lot of years, a lot of even playing field people. You know, one guy will get that promotion sometimes because it's like, who's all going to be the boss? Work ethic is one thing, but I feel like a lot of BSers end up getting ahead. People that just like to talk to the boss and smooth up to him a little bit, get raises a little too often or promotions too often. It's also in these big companies, it feels like it's impossible when you got 100 other employees that all are working pretty good and like one guy's gonna get the supervisor job or something, you know. I mean, it's kind of difficult, and I just wish there was some kind of better route system where people could earn better raises as they go. I mean, I see so many people work 10, 15 years places and they're just maybe making a couple dollars more than they were when they started. I can't believe it. I mean, I get it, you know, certain places don't make a lot of money, but a lot of these companies are, these owners, these companies are making a lot of money. They're making more than ever, and it's like, we're gonna pay the bare minimum we can to our employees though. Just, that again. And the last thing, this economy, everything's getting more expensive, harder to pay for. It feels like job opportunities are tightening up a little bit right now. And, you know, the middle class is no longer the majority of this country. The middle class is disappearing. It's like rich and lower class, and it's getting worse. How ridiculous is it to get a house right now for the average person? Majority of people can't even take a $400 or $500 hit, or they're going to be strapped and can't do nothing about it. They're living paycheck most of the country. How do you save up for a house doing that? You literally can't, and it's terrible. It's terrible. Landlords jacking up all the rent costs all across the country. Well, everybody else is paying more. Well, I'll jack mine up too, and whatever. Just put it on the little guy. That is crushing us right now. But look, I just want you to know, if you're struggling out there, you're not alone. You're not the only one. I'm struggling. A lot of us are struggling. This is hard. But keep your head up. Keep working hard. Keep studying. Keep learning. Keep moving forward. You got this. I got this. We all got this.